Thank you for tuning into the latest episode of the Splashcast, your go-to podcast for news and discussion in the world of sports.
How we doing today as we approach even closer to your birthday, big dog? How you feeling, man?
I didn't hear what. I'm assuming there was no sound till how you feeling, but I'm assuming you're talking about my birthday. My birthday is 2 hours and 40 minutes away. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 184.
Oh, it's the big 4-0 for you, huh?
Monday Night Raw. Here. Birthday turn up. New decade. A lot of people ain't make it this far. I'm happy to be here. Hey. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I am your young, handsome, bearded co-host, Norwood. Ooh, I get to say that. How you feeling, old man?
I'm cool, bro. I am ecstatic, man. I'm living. I'm better than I thought I would be at 40.
You living La Vida Loca?
Nope. Nope. I got nothing
right there. I was like, I'll be
over there. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all know what it is on Monday Night Raw. We do HBCU news around the culture, followed by hoops and football. Norwood's going to kick us off. Our HBCU, get your water. Your beverage should be on ice, chilling. Mine is in the back. We do water and we talk about news around the culture. What we got up, Norwood?
All right, we coming right out with Robert Jones being extended through 2032. It's 2025 for y'all who did not know. He got a 7-year extension at Norfolk State as their women's basketball coach. I think once again they just had the longest streak they've ever had, and they won the MEAC. Congratulations to him and not to that hair. But yes, fantastic coach. Everybody that I've spoken to who attended Norfolk State, if you look at the comments, they are thrilled. They are smitten at this point that they have their coach and they have him for the foreseeable future. Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, man. Great job for Norfolk State doing what they need to do. We talked about it with Robert Jones being one of the better coaches in the MEAC, signing Mike Vick as their head coach for football. It's a lot of buzz out there in Norfolk. And go ahead and locking him in and being successful. I think it's a great look for both. He could end up being like the godfather of the MEAC. I think North Carolina Central for basketball had it the last few years, but now Norfolk State is here. Congratulations, Robert. Congratulations to the beast by the whatever they call it, beast, whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it, beast and green, whatever. The bold blue and the bold green and gold, isn't that it? I'm trying to be nice, y'all.
Behold the green and gold, man. I am happy, especially, we need these teams to continue to do well and try to get it into the tournament. At the end of the day, a high tide raises all ships, even in the 757. Congratulations to Coach Jones. Next up, this is a story we talked about last week. I really like that they call Tennessee State hockey team Soul on Ice. That's dope. But attorney Ben Crump, also my frat brother, has announced he is donating $10,000 to the TSU Hockey program. Congratulations to them. This is a great, great effort from attorney Crump.
Yeah. Yes. Any donation to any school or any funding is always much appreciated. I hope that this is just one of many donations from he and his peers to the school. I hope Tennessee State. I love how Tennessee State is still growing and still being impacted by donations, even after losing Eddie George, who was probably one of the better HBCU football coaches versus on the field and off the field. But it seems like the momentum is going and growing. And to get this from Ben Crump is fantastic. Fantastic. Shout out to the hockey program. Bring the band. Bring the band.
Yes, that needs to be on a shirt. Bring the band. And yeah, I mean, it's tax season. If y'all are rich, wealthy, all of that, and you have to give this money, recycle it. Please recycle it. We are begging and pleading you. And another one right at home in Atlanta, the Morehouse Boxing Club has participated in the first U.S. Intercollegiate Boxing Association National Tournament. They had 2 winners, 21-year-old Caleb Hudson and 20-year-old Elijah McCain. Both took home national championship belts. Congratulations to those guys. This seems to be something that I think that it should be reasonable for a lot of schools to have, and it will be nice. I think that more schools, just like we talk about Fisk and gymnastics, same thing here. Let's be real here. Everybody's tough in college. Everybody want to fight anyway. Hey man, yeah, win a belt, get some money to go to school since everybody's so tough. We was boxing off. What you talking about?
Yeah. Shout out to Morehouse for winning. Don't want to step on that. I believe we did a callback about 4 episodes ago. Actually, it's way longer than 4 episodes. Sorry, it's way longer than 4 episodes.
There was boxing at homecoming or something.
It was boxing at homecoming, and the fact that apparently they know what they're doing out there. That they won a national championship. I hope it continues to grow. First off, I hope it continues to grow, and people will invest if you win. So as long as you keep winning, you should keep growing, and I'm excited for that. Shout out to Morehouse. Bring the band.
Yes.
Next time, bring the band to them in between rounds.
No. Yeah, yes. Before and after too. All the entertainment. Anything. I think this wraps up our HBCU portion. Y'all know we're moving into we transitioning right now. With that being said, we are coming back and we're gonna talk some hoops. And then we're gonna do some footballing. And I mean, there might be a little bit of football in the basketball if you're a Pistons fan. Shout out to Detroit basketball. But we will be right back and grab your beverage.
To dive into some exciting opportunities with us, the Splashcast is now open for brand partnerships, advertisements, and sponsorships. We want your business to make a splash with our audience. Picture your brand reaching all of our loyal and passionate listeners who love our weekly content. From HBCU news around the culture to our splashes of the week, we cover it all. If you're looking for a dynamic platform to showcase your products or services, look no further. Reach out to us at diveteammedia@gmail.com. That's diveteammedia@gmail.com. Or visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com for more details.
We are back. And we are here for basketball. What's on your mind, my friend?
No. And we're back. I'm trying to get back into the flow. StreamYard took me off my flow a little bit. Let's get into it. I did none of that. So I'm trying, and we're back. And I'm a little lit, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Little lit, birthday lit. You know, I only get after the last 2 years, things have changed. Birthdays changed.
Oh, they ain't your birthdays no more.
Nope.
You get to participate.
Yes, sir. But I am here. Basketball, we back, man. Y'all know what it is. I hope y'all got y'all beverage. For me, parlez-vous français?
Speaking the French.
The connection is French.
Oh, big dog. Okay, all right, fancy.
Oui.
Fancy. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, bro. All that stuff my dad had in his house. Them fancy glasses. I was like, oh, that's your peace of mind. I get it now. Them fancy drinking glasses.
Right. Speaking of people who are old, that's jokes. Haley Van Lith, first player to compete in 5 Elite Eights. That's 3 with Louisville, 1 with LSU, and then finally TCU. This is a feat, especially if you look at the NIL and how much money she's probably raked in doing this. Congratulations. At the end of the day, she's gone from place to place, and each place had a different role and flourished in whatever role that needed to be. Congratulations to her. She continues to hoop, and I assume the next step for you is the WNBA.
Possibly. I saw some comments of folks trying to take shots, and you've been in college 5 years. Let me tell y'all something. It's a few of y'all that was playing basketball that played for 5-6 years that didn't make one Elite Eight. And she made the Elite Eight every year that she played college basketball.
Hold on, wait. A lot of y'all were just in college for 5 years.
No
not a basketball, not a football, not a kickball, nothing. You was just there, being there, and y'all might have went to multiple schools. So yeah, relax, take it easy, big dog, and yeah, let this lady flourish.
Now, with an update, her college career, I believe, has come to an end. The number 2 ranked in their bracket, TCU, lost to Texas, the number 1 ranked team. And I think Texas has like the Towers of Terror out there that everybody's tall on that team. So her career did come to an end, but that's an incredible feat. Her father, before we move on, her dad, and what's the guard from Orlando? Suggs? Is it Jalen Suggs?
Yes, Jalen Suggs.
It's Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was a stereotype name that I picked because I forgot his first name, but I figured.
Well, I mean, half of the NBA is named Jalen now. Shout out to Jalen Rose.
Hey, it ain't yeah. And they all yes, they all have similar backgrounds. But
get out of there, not right now.
Think about it. Jalen Johnson, Jalen Suggs.
No, Reggie.
Okay, back to my point.
Thank you.
The father and Jalen Suggs were like the star of the show when she was going off. When they beat, I forgot who they beat before. Texas, before they played Texas, I believe they played Notre Dame. They beat Notre Dame, and Mrs. Ivy, Jaden Ivy's mom, Mrs. Ivy, they beat them 71-62, which is, and I watched that game from beginning to end. That was a fantastic game. Notre Dame just doesn't have enough size for TCU or Texas, but they played well. So kudos to you, Haley Van Lith. And shout out to you. You were talking trash to Caitlin Clark down 20 and didn't care. You got my respect.
Yo, she's spicy. I really like her as a basketball player. And like I said, she's probably one of the few people who I know WNBA, like, I want the best of the best, and she maybe not be the most athletic. But one thing that I knew about and I feel very confident about her is whatever role you need for her to play, she can play it, and she's going to do it to the best of her abilities. I feel very confident.
She didn't get along with Kim Mulkey, or maybe she did and she just got that bag. But if you look at Kim Mulkey with how she played, especially when they won the national championship, and they show how she played and how she was real spicy and all of that. Haley Van Lith is the exact same person.
Right. I mean, I can also understand how you might not get along with Kim Mulkey too.
Yes.
But in other news, excellent basketball player here, Paige Buckers, has foregone her senior year, and she will be going to the WNBA. I think I saw the Dallas Storm are supposed to have the number 1 pick. And of course, if her being available and Dallas drafting is kind of like the Caitlin Clark situation, we're going to have you.
Yeah, Buchers, by the way, Paige Buchers from UConn. She definitely is going WNBA. She's actually playing now against USC minus Juju. Get better soon. I don't think we ever talked about that, did we? Juju
that literally going there. Unfortunately,
wait, don't go there. I ain't saying I don't want to step on Paige. Paige, first off, Paige is like the Cam Reddish of college basketball to other women's college basketball players. Paige, except for she got hurt. Except she got hurt. So Paige Buchers was the number 1 player ahead of Caitlin Clark, ahead of Angel Reese, ahead of all of them, but she kept hurting her knee. And she came back, and I think she had 40 points in the last game that they played. She is a beast. If she can stay healthy, she's gonna be a problem in the WNBA because she's like 6'2", 6'3", which is power forward size in the WNBA.
Right.
But she's a point guard. All right, good.
All right, on to more unfortunate news. Juju has unfortunately torn her ACL last week. We kind of watched that as it happened. Everybody was kind of shocked at the same time. We hurt together with her, and that shows what her influence is, how big of a player she is, and that knee injury was devastating. I would not tell you to go back and watch it. I'm not a person who likes doing that. It looked bad. And of course, thoughts and prayers. We hope that you bounce back better than ever. Yeah, we're here for you.
Yeah, this is tough. I'm gonna elaborate on a couple things you said. You said the first thing you said, like, she's loved and her brand is so big. Like, she did everything right. She listened to her mama. She gets the NIL. She hoops. She goes to school. She does the interview. She's humble. She's hardworking. She bigs up her teammates, and essentially she's college Mello of NCAA.
Very much so. Very much so.
So for her to tear her ACL is just devastating, because she was probably going to be the number 1 pick or top 5 pick if she decided to come out. But rest well soon. Rest well and get well soon. Secondly, the clips of the game before, where she hurt her knee at the end of the game and she was visibly uncomfortable, and they walked her off the court and she was limping hard, and they said, "Oh, nah, she'll be all right." And then for the next game, for her to tear her ACL in the first half tells me, I don't know what it tells me, because I don't want to accuse anybody. It could be incidents, but that my gut tells me that they have to be related. They have to be related. And it was the ACL. That's what she hurt before. And maybe she had a slight sprain that nobody knew, or she tried to keep to herself. I don't know. I'm not going to make any accusations. But y'all got to start looking at, and they have the highest paid doctor, so I may be preaching to the wall, but y'all got to start looking
and
at these players.
It's tough, man. She's a competitor. She wants to win. We've all been there where, are you hurt or are you injured? And a kid in college, sometimes you're injured, but you tell the coach you hurt. And that's just life. At the end of the day, hindsight is 2020. For me, just keep her lifted in prayer. Hope to see her again soon.
Yep. Shout out to Don Staley too. Class act.
Man. Don't get enough credit for just being an elite human. Not nearly enough. Next up, I want to highlight Harmony Taylor, ECAC Player of the Year. That is the Eastern College Athletic Conference, and she plays for Harvard. And I had to highlight this young lady because she is a hooper. I've been able to watch her play and dominate, and she is unapologetically herself. And at the same time, she goes out there and busts ass every night at Harvard, which it just drew me to. I was like, Ivy League is a whole different ball game, but to go into that and to be yourself and to dominate is quite impressive.
She's a freshman, I believe, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, our executive producer is calling my name.
And she's averaging 22.5 points, 5.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 2.8 steals.
Yeah, and she, if I'm not mistaken, no, she's a senior. I'm sorry, she's a senior, but she's a 5'10", 5'11" guard who can hoop. And she's a finalist for Player of the Year. She's a Texas native. You said Dallas has the first pick, but I believe Dallas has multiple picks in this draft. Look, man, Harmony Taylor would be tough to add if she decides to go WNBA. She would be a nice addition for sure.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And she ain't finna play scared. There's one thing I feel very confident, especially when you have to go to WNBA, which is literally the absolute best of the best, is that you have to come in on day one and be confident and ready to fight and ready to play against grown women. And we saw Caitlin Clark get a lot of that this year of, hey, You're an adult. And when you come in here, we're going to treat you as such. And that's going to be it. Barbecue or mildew. And I think she's ready to barbecue.
Yeah, because they cut lottery picks out there because it's only like 1 or 2 spots. So she should be able to make it. Definitely should be able to make it.
Next up, very familiar name, especially if you're an Atlanta Hawks fan. Mike Bibby has been hired to coach Sacramento State. Congratulations to him. Sacramento State must have some money that I don't know about. I remember they also being in the Michael Vick conversation and now going to get Sacramento State. Hey, I'm leaving him with something.
They had Michael Vick hired. He was out there and he was ready to put pen to paper until Norfolk State called. And that's hometown. But they were about, I think they were also the ones that said, yo, we got like a $50 million NIL budget or something like that. Or
you gonna have to show me. Show me.
Okay. I tried to hire Mike Vick and now I hired Mike Bibby as head coach. That's a hell of a start.
Right.
One
you
thing
know what? You can't blame somebody for trying either. They try to make it happen.
One thing that they're gonna have right is the weight room. Mike Bibby has been in the gym since he retired. And so what they gonna do is they gonna be strong.
Nope.
They gonna be strong. All of that. They're gonna be able to post up. They're gonna be able to hold their ground. You're gonna have to just beat them.
They're gonna be able to hang clean. What are you talking about?
So I shout out to Bibby, man. You know, we're always for former players, especially brothers. Former players getting an opportunity to coach, and that has been shout out to Deion. That has really, really added to the
big money, Deion.
Everybody getting money, and everybody's trying to find the next Deion, and it's paying off. So shout out to Mike Bibby, man. We wish you nothing but the best, and you know we're gonna follow up. So,
and then finally, University of Texas, El Paso, their players have gone to Twitter and basically said that they have not gotten paid their NIL money. The school itself and the whole story is not as important. What I really wanted to do was kind of talk to you about how you feel about how to regulate the NIL and make sure players get paid, but without the government trying to put their spin on it and basically take the money and the strength from the players.
You're gonna have to get a commissioner. You're gonna have to treat this like baseball or professional sports. Trying to treat it in the middle, an amateur that you just giving money to, isn't working, because this is now the 4th case that we've had in the that we've talked about.
Yeah,
we
Florida,
know of last year
Florida, the funny money.
Yeah. All of that, where people are talking about paying, and then they say they don't get the money. So you need to treat it like professional sports. Hire a commissioner, 1, and 2. The commissioner has to enforce, just like professional sports. When you hire and you sign, like NBA and MLB, when you sign somebody to a deal, you got to put that money in escrow, and that person
that 100%
gets that money, no matter what. Now that would also add regulation to the amount of money, because I'm not going to give you $1 million and I think you're going to leave, because I got to put it in escrow as soon as you sign. So I think that's the way to do it at the very beginning, to at least get the reins on this until you can add some more regulation to it. Because right now, it's too crazy.
I think a lot of it is going to have to be, and I think they're already kind of doing it, is moving away from the collectives. The collectives is just a bunch of people who went to the school, mostly. And I am 100% sure there's plenty of people who didn't even attend that school who just, I'm rich.
No school. Yeah.
I mean, I think they try to
put. Don't accept that many people in Alabama. All the people ain't go to Alabama.
But I'm talking about the people who run the collective are typically.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. The people who are brokering the deals, anywhere and everywhere. And I think that's the reason that they're going to now the model of like the school paying the players. But I feel like every time you try to fix something, it's like, pulling the thread. Something new unravels that you didn't foresee. And now like, oh, we got to fix this.
Foresee. They ain't foresee none of this. They pushed this forward in 12 months with no thought. They just said,
I don't.
we gonna pay you.
I don't have no problem with that because you could have been playing players from the beginning and you didn't. So if they rob you, it's only what they already were owed. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Yep. I hope they get their money though. Or I kick some shit over. Like
Hey,
Texas, what is this?
Dirty
University of Texas.
Baby, I got your money.
Now you are in Texas though. So be careful, brothers.
Govern yourself accordingly.
Assume they got it on them at all times.
Absolutely. And if they don't, they will. And they will shoot. And they will not miss.
Give me, can we take a 30-second break?
Yes, we surely can. And
we'll be right back.
Right back.
I'm ready.
We had a short mini break that was sponsored to you by our assistant executive producer, Big Reese. What up?
Yeah, I had my first badge being flushed down the toilet incident. So had to go get that.
Hey, now.
Oh Lord, what were we talking about?
As Sneaky will call it, the UTEP two-step. Yeah, pay me, run me my bread, dog. Run to me my money. It's my money, and I want it now.
I hope they get their money. Or sue, one or the other.
Both. Pain and suffering. Place where there is no pain nor suffering. Candace Parker will have her jersey retired by the LA Sparks coming up this season. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations. One of the best basketball players of all time. Congratulations. Well earned, well deserved.
Yeah, she's probably viewed as the best and most accomplished female basketball player since gotta be Cheryl Swoops. Not Cheryl Swoops, but gotta be especially in college.
Swoops right
Cheryl Swoops, but because Cheryl Swoops played professional. But I was thinking about college and pro Olympics. Cheryl Miller. So like, I mean, she was that dominant. I have a joke, but I don't want to step on the accolades. So I'm gonna say shout out to her.
Classy. Let's do that.
No, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna wait until I say kudos to you. Do you think her whole family is gonna be in attendance?
And
you don't think Sheldon Williams will be there?
In other news, the Golden State Valkyries have sold 10,000 season tickets. First of all, 10,000 tickets is a lot of tickets. As a person who has worked for a sports team, 10,000 season tickets. Oh, I'm finna kick my feet up. I'm chilling. I go to work every day to call rich people and talk to them about, hey, I'll see them in a couple weeks. That is quite the accomplishment. And I want to hear what you have to say. Then I want to close with something.
Congratulations. Is way to capitalize on being an expansion team. I think the WNBA played this correctly. This was the right time to expand, even though we talked about they wanting to get more money and all of those things. You got to build the base first. So they're growing the base in order to get more money. And again, 10,000 season tickets. That now allows you to walk to the table, the negotiation table, and say, well, you may not get bigger salaries, but hell, you need to give us some money off the jerseys. Obviously, you're gonna make a lot of money off this apparel now. So we need money off something like that.
And I will give y'all this much. When you sell 10,000 season tickets, all that does is make the sponsorship team their job that much easier. We already sold the tickets. People are gonna be here. Now, do you want to have your name on the building? You make that decision. That is up. And that kind of brings me to my next kind of question / thing is they've invested a lot of money. They got this new WNBA franchise. The Golden State Warriors have just spent a bunch of money to build that new stadium. But we also understand Golden State's they're the lead of this, but they're kind of going through a kind of unique transition where their best players are getting older.
Golden State?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind, I see how this could be problematic in 7 or 8 years. If they, if Golden State just falls off, I'm sure that when Steph leaves, Draymond goes, Jimmy's gone, Steve Kerr's gone. And you remember the GM, he already stepped away. My fear is that everything leaves and then you spend all this money.
That ain't my fear, because y'all left Oakland and went to San Francisco chasing that bread. I ain't got no fear. Y'all fall off. That's what you get. That's why you paid all that money. You want to appeal to a certain type of demographic that wasn't in Oakland? Hey, deal with the consequences.
Reggie said, to hell with y'all then.
Yeah, I ain't got no sympathy. And they Golden State, bro. They can go buy somebody. They go buy some people. They want to sell tickets. They go get LaMelo. He went for Cali. He want to come home. They can do whatever they want to do.
That was kind of the thought process in the back of my head was you do have all the money in the world. You are still right there in Silicon Valley, but I also just can kind of see how, there might not be anything in Golden State in 6 years. Nothing. I'm being generous.
Soon.
I'm trying to be generous. And Reggie just throwing my generosity to the wayside.
Man, we tell truce. Truce. What it is. Y'all got 2 years to go to state. You better figure it out. Because Draymond trying to punch his way out of the league today. He set everything up.
Not as fast as Isaiah Stewart. Knockout king, baby.
Hey, man, that's called job security.
Yeah, boy. We gonna get to that. That is wild. Speaking of that's life. Taylor Jenkins. 8-9 games ago, the Grizzlies canned their head coach. I don't know why you would do this.
You said 8-9 games ago? That was 2 days ago.
Yes. No. 8-9 games to go.
Oh, to go. Yeah.
Yes. I think they're in 4th or 5th place in the West. They allegedly said that they did this to optimize Ja's offense. If you go back and look at the last 5 Grizzlies coaches, they all fired them at inopportune times when they were all successful. Eventually, you have to look at them and be like, you guys just, it's kind of organizational. And it's only going to be after you don't have success that you regret making these continuous stupid moves. As long as they kind of find the coach that kind of keeps them in this space, they're just going to keep doing this.
Optimize. You said they did that. They said that they were going to do that to optimize Ja. Ja is averaging 22, 7.5, and 4.
Yeah, that's not enough. They want Ja to be a 27-point a night guy. And he should.
You have Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane
Yes.
I mean, cool.
That's what. Yes.
There's. It sounds like to me they got rid of Mark Jackson. They're trying to go get an offensive-minded head coach, and they're going to come
Taylor
in there
Jenkins,
with
not Mark
Steve Kerr.
Jackson.
I know, and they're going to come in there and they're going to bring an offensive-minded head coach like Steve Kerr to replace Mark Jackson, or i.e. Taylor Jenkins, and they're going to take off. And it's going to be like, well, dang, Taylor couldn't do nothing. And you're going to forget that they were that they made it to the Western Conference Finals with Ja. And then the next year, in one of the years, Josh shot himself out the league. And then, literally, and then he comes back and they're in 4th place in the West, where you have Shy having the year of all years, Joker, who's probably has a legitimate reason to be MVP because he's going to average a triple-double, LeBron and Luka, and they in 4th. Bruh, like,
where did you think you were going to be?
Feel like who's going to get you to a better place?
I feel like Kevin Samuels. Have you looked at yourself lately? I mean, well, they spent a lot of money on Desmond Bane, and the offense. All of this other talking really don't matter. This is really just more fallout from Ja Morant's situation from last year. All of the non-success, all of the foolishness, all the mediocrity is because your best player been wilding out. And they're not going to get rid of your best player. So what do? They just fire other people. That's the reason I asked you, would you trade Trey for a Ja?
No.
Who says no?
Both.
But this is the caveat. Both of them get out of Supermaxes.
And both of them get closer to home, too. Ja being from South Carolina, Trey being from Oklahoma. You put Trey with a defensive center, Desmond Bane. You put Ja here. Ja is not the facilitator Trey is, but Ja also won't have to be the facilitator Trey is because you have 3 players that can play good basketball. You pay Ja,
but you don't have to pay him what you would have to pay Trey if you re-sign Trey.
But you gotta get I wouldn't do it from a basketball standpoint. I think Ja is a 2. Like he's a 1. He plays the 1. He's a 1. He can't facilitate, but he's a 2. And
hold on. I mean, now this is the part that I think that sometimes people go to sleep on. Is that, let's see what Ja averages assist wise. 4 career, 7.5. The other part is, if you're the point guard for the Atlanta Hawks, you're probably going to average 10 assists. We've seen everybody do it, not only Trey. When the last quarter of the season last year, DeJounte was at 10 assists a game when Trey's not there. Yeah. If you're the primary ball handler, I think almost anybody. Now, you're not going to probably get to 13 or 15 assists what Trey is, but you're probably at 10.
I mean, you make a compelling argument. I don't know if it were me, I don't know if I would do that. Especially with the baggage that there's a lot of baggage with Ja.
Right.
There's not as much baggage with Trey.
Oh, no. That's kind of tricky. Off the court baggage, Samsonite. Let me tell you, Ja got him packed by the door. All the bags. But Trey has had issues with multiple players on his team. He had issues with Clint. He had issues with John Collins. I think Kevin Huerter. And to a lesser degree, DeJounte. So one is off the court, one is on the court.
Well, no. One is off the court and on the court, because if you have issues off the court, you are not on the court, i.e. being suspended for 70 games.
I ain't got no answer for that. Yo, that when it's all said and done, we have to go back to that picture where it's nothing but $1 bills everywhere, and it's Ja and the stripper in the strip club. That is a rap album cover. That is crazy.
After being suspended.
Demetrius is crazy. And that's the one thing, like, you don't have, like, Trey not going to do anything. Like, Trey ain't got no gun. No. But he going to shoot a crazy shot. They both got problems.
So is Ja. So is Ja. That boy gonna follow you after the game. That boy had to follow them people after the game and playing at the bus. Like, hey.
Right. I don't know, man. And speaking of problematic things, I think there's not a better time for us to segue. What I'm going to show next is what I found to be the best angle of the Detroit Pistons Timberwolves game. We're not going to stay here long because we don't care about either one of these teams. But it did tear the group chat up, boy, because I'm telling you, as soon as I saw that, I started sending it out. Y'all won't believe this. So buckle up and let's watch.
What do you want to do, bitch? Boy, you not like.
Hey, we're going to watch this one more time. Isaiah Stewart right there. White Dante knew I was in a prone position to do a little
35 is out.
How do you feel about Detroit doing their best to be the new bad boys again?
Hey, man, it's part of the city's culture. It's what you have to do. It's like Memphis, with the Grindhouse. Like,
because that's how Dylan Brooks got caught up in a RICO.
It is what it is. They all got caught up and they threw him to the wolves. First off, they all were caught up. Ja was shooting people. Desmond Bain was trying to fight everybody. And what's his name? Dylan Brooks he really didn't do nothing. He was just pissed you off.
Doing what they paid me to do. And now Dylan Brooks is on the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets playing fantastic basketball. Nobody, you remember when they were like, oh, Dylan Brooks is the problem. It's funny how that works out.
So with Detroit, you're leaning into it. And that's why you keep Isaiah Stewart around, right? You keep Isaiah Stewart around because of that reason.
He loves it.
Yeah, he says he loves it. He says he loves the fight. Now, he did knock out was it Eubanks? He did knock him out now.
No. I put him in the Draymond status. Until somebody proves otherwise, y'all gonna leave him alone. And if I'm Cade.
No, I'm not, because this is what I'm getting to. Shout out to White Dante. Let's play that again. Shout out to White Dante. White Dante was in the fight the whole time. He was fighting everybody. I'm fighting you and you. We got other pictures where he was fighting him too. And then after they get you off of me and you try to go after Nas Reed, I'm gonna get out the crowd and I'm gonna mush you out the way, big 6'8" Jamaican. Like he moved him out the way.
He knew where he was.
Shut up.
He knew where he was. That time was perfect. He knew that Isaiah Stewart couldn't get to him, and DiVincenzo really went after Ron Holland. And Holland was hot because he had him in like the jump and put the arm across the face. Hot. You know how when you kind of like low key like got the tears, he like, oh no, and this is gonna be a smoke again
because he got him because Holland was mad at Nas Reed. Well, Nas Reed was mad at Holland.
Yep,
and Holland went back at him.
Try that again. Try it again.
You doing that? And Dante came out from the side and mushed him. And after he mushed him, they separated. So you gonna slap me, and then I can't get my lick back? Yeah, I'm about to cry because I'm gonna kill all of y'all. Like I know that.
Oh, there'll be another fight. There will be another fight. This is not. And then eventually they're gonna end up on the same team for sure.
Yeah, Holland gonna be there. Memphis and Detroit make a trade. Desmond Bain for Isaiah Stewart.
DiVincenzo, I think, is who Brandon Ingram and Jordan Clarkson think they are. DiVincenzo is always like
Always
Jordan
with some shit.
Clarkson and Ingram just be like, oh, I'm ready to fight. DiVincenzo's like, soon as the first push, I was like, what are you doing?
He was
And then
right
you
there.
can't right. Perfect place. But also, I want to be very clear. There's nobody on either team that really wants that fair fade with Isaiah Stewart. Y'all make really good decisions with your life.
Draymond even was like, nope. He pushed Draymond and then pulled him and said, where you going? And Draymond was like, nope.
It's a young man's game.
No.
Young man's game. I'm not playing with you. Young man.
Yeah, even Russell Westbrook did a lot of barking. But that walk back.
Hey, Russ, you're in great shape. You're one of the best point guards of all time. If he put his hands on you, now I will say I think that Russ is probably one of the few that could get him off. I don't think you'll win, but hey, young man, get off me. Everybody else is taking a loss. And now that we talked about taking a loss, let's talk about taking a win here. As y'all have seen, Stephen A. Smith and LeBron have been going back and forth like a broken up couple for going on 2 weeks. One of the casualties from the LeBron Pat McAfee show was Brian Windhorst. And his response was, LeBron doesn't owe me anything. I owe him a lot. He's been a great friend to my hometown and to my alma mater, and that I will stand on. Anything else, I would never say or never stand on. I'm going to tell you my true and honest feelings about this. To have two black men going back and forth in the media and have Brian Windhorst take the high road is embarrassing to me. I feel like it's a secondhand embarrassment. Like y'all are really like going back and forth like little girls, and Windhorst is like, no, I would never do that. I'm never going to play myself or get out of pocket in a way to embarrass myself. If that's what LeBron said, then that's what it is. And still remain humble. He won. When everybody else lost, he's the only person who won.
He also, I have this mantra that I live by. I try my best. I don't say I don't do it because everybody has that. Everybody has that breaking point. But I try my best not to speak out of emotion. Right? I try my best not to speak out of emotion, especially in the moment. Because once you say things, you can't take them back.
Right.
He had the privilege of sitting back and letting Stephen A. speak in the moment. Letting LeBron called Stephen A. Taylor Swift. Well, LeBron, you pulled a Beyonce. You didn't do nothing, and then you went to Pat McAfee, the second biggest show on ESPN, and talked shit about people at ESPN.
Taylor Swift and Stephen A. Smith are both entertainers. Yes, I'm going to entertain with what you gave me. You're surely right. That's what ESPN pays me for, big dog.
So, I mean, like, I applaud Wendy for taking this stance. He also knows that I don't have the say-so that the other two have to be able to burn the bridges that the other two can burn. Wendy can't burn no bridges right now. He may be able to go somewhere else on the long run, but his character and his be able to he's up there. He's up there when it comes to journalism in the NBA. So you took the high road with LeBron. You better than me, because if I didn't say that LeBron was my best friend, and then LeBron went on there and said, I heard that Wendy said was my best friend, boy,
you and I are in the same
is
boat.
Coming swift. I'm talking about soon as the tweet. Boy, I ain't never said that. You suck. You don't even give back. Boy, I turn into Drake. You don't never plant no money trees in Akron. Your whole school, like, I go off. Like, see, and I'm about to say something that's gonna get us canceled. But like Wendy,
put that drink down, like big dog.
No, it's empty. Re-up.
That's the problem.
Re-up for football now. But shout out to Wendy, man. You're a good dude. And by him taking this road and releasing that one statement, he has stepped over the entire. Nobody's going to bring it up to him again.
No. And he's now a protected class. This man, like, everything that you want as far as class personified is him now. I would never. Whatever LeBron says is right. And now LeBron and Stephen A. Smith, y'all both just lost. And it's embarrassing. In unfortunate news, Dame Lillard has sustained deep vein thrombosis, aka a blood clot in his right calf, and he is out indefinitely. This is the same thing that kept one of the things that kept out Chris Bosh. Most recently, Brandon Ingram has had to deal with this. And I think
Victor Wembanyama
also deep. You're right. And I think they say that it may be the combination of the drugs and the recovery. Yeah, the recovery drugs that you take in order to get back. So, number one, thoughts and prayers, man. That blood clot is real. So,
you have all the money in the world. You have all the best doctors. We're going to. I think this is just the latest injury trend that will have to be solved by modern medicine.
Fair.
Big. You had, if you go back and look at the history of sports, every injury trend has a life cycle of about 15 to 20 years, and then it changes. You go to football, basketball. It's the Achilles. It's the ACL. I think the Achilles is it now. It's the ACL. Right. Even the soft tissue minor injuries are being kind of edited out the game almost, like with the high ankle sprain. I think you just said that, right? High ankle sprain with the tightrope surgery that they do in college football now.
Baseball Tommy John surgery. I mean, you're right.
Yeah, that was it. So I think this is the latest of it. It's unfortunate that Chris is cutting for that 20 years, and I think we're coming up on probably the decade mark of it. You're starting to lose Chris Bosh, right? LeBron left. Chris Bosh was about to be built around, and he was only 30 or 31. So he was literally about to move up to be that guy. And then, he had it. Victor Wembanyama, hey, dog, we know it's not going to be much because they even now with blood clots, I guess that's the part I was trying to get to when I was rambling, is even now the way that they treat it now is different than the way Chris Bosh had it. It ended Chris Bosh's career.
Yeah.
Where now they're
and I think also it depends on the location of where
Y.
it is. And I mean, if you look like Brandon Ingram had it, that's not Brandon Ingram's issue at all anymore.
And it was in his shoulder. They had preventative measures. I mean, that's what they do. They talking about Dame might be able to come back for the playoffs if the regiment works. I'm not saying it will. I don't know if it will. It's probably a stretch. But the fact that they can try to speculate that as compared to like Chris Bosh is leaps and bounds ahead.
Now, the thing that I will say and is interesting is, how do you feel about the Dame to Milwaukee experience so far? Good, great, mediocre, or terrible?
Mid. It didn't move the needle. They're what, number 3? What were they before? Number 3? What were they before? Number 3? And then they were champions, and before that they were number 3. Like they honestly, I don't know. Giannis may be kind of like Trey. Like, what do you got to build around Giannis and have shooters and guys that don't need the basketball. And that was supposed to be Dame, but Dame, ironically, the older he gets, the more the basketball he needs. His assists keep going up every year. Right. So it's like,
I think that also you got. I know they like Brook, but Brook is old. You can't have players early to mid 30s as your best players. That ain't gonna work. That is for sure gonna sell you.
Brook lets Giannis play the 4. Giannis don't want to be a 5. Giannis will play the 5. He'll fill in, play the 5 when Brook goes out. But Giannis don't, or they go small ball and he can be the 5. But Giannis don't want to play the 5.
And that's a part of career evolution that he might have to look at next. Is it might be
time him as the 5 on Atlanta would be crazy. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Him. Wait.
Him on the 5
anywhere. 5 anywhere. And he's uniquely built for that. Or I mean, they're not gonna let him get to San Antonio.
Not
New
the
York.
American NBA won't. Nope. Y'all already talking. Y'all already talking about hey, it's gonna be some conspiracy theory soon. He get to San Antonio. The Greek in the croissant, the alien in the Greek freak.
But Milwaukee has to understand it's better for you to sell early. It's better for you to sell early because you got to find players and have them on contracts to come to Milwaukee, or you're going to fall off the face of the earth once he's gone.
Milwaukee's in the same thing in Atlanta with Trey. They don't get a lot of good free agents because don't nobody want to go there.
You're
don't
right.
Nobody want to come to Atlanta.
But you're right. You're right. But Milwaukee is worse than Atlanta. If you got to decide between Milwaukee and Atlanta is at least I can just get some money and just go hang out with
Magic City.
Right. I didn't want to say that, but certainly that is right. I'm in my mid-30s. They're gonna pay me a lot of money. I go hang out in the strip club and buy me a house in Alpharetta.
Everybody that come to Atlanta be from Atlanta. You get like Lou Will.
Or ready to retire. That's the reason I knew we was gonna get the White. I was like, bro, I know.
White.
Before you leave, you gonna stop by here.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what Giannis is gonna do, to be honest. That's funny that rhymed. Giannis and Dame, you keep it together because you got to keep Giannis there. But they should, if I were them, if you were gonna keep Giannis, I would trade Dame to a West Coast contender because you got Kevin Porter Jr. And if you're gonna keep Kevin Porter Jr. and Kuzma, y'all trade Giannis for another big. Trade Giannis. I'm not Giannis. Trade
Kevin Porter Jr. is too wild of a card. He's too wild. Yeah. And I love Kevin Porter Jr. But he the only person who got fired on the best contract in the league. You don't show up for work. You throwing food at work. No. Hey, you cannot bet on 2K killer. What you can't do is in real life think that's gonna work out. Mm-mm. With that being said, we have covered all of basketball. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna do one more birthday
football. Drink? Oh yeah. I'm drinking. I'm off tomorrow.
See, I be forgetting that part. With that being said, it sounds like I'm gonna come back with another old fashioned, and we're gonna close out with football. Always remember what that thing says in the bottom corner: like, follow, subscribe, tell somebody else about the pod. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Also, remember Reggie is turning 75 today. Shout out to Big Reg.
Y'all better figure out what I'm doing if 75 look like this. Shit.
Ooh, that boy got a fresh cut. You can't tell him nothing right now.
Can't. Nope.
Fair enough. Well, we will be right back. Come back, drink in hand.
We'll talk about some football and shoot the shit. That's what we like.
For sure.
Our own Facebook page for an immersive experience like never before. Get in on the action with lively discussions, fiery debates, and a community that's as passionate as you are. Our social media platforms are buzzing with the latest podcast news, exclusive updates, and behind-the-scenes sneak peeks. Don't miss out on the chance to connect with fellow Splashcast enthusiasts. Dive into the conversation, share your thoughts, and be part of something bigger. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, or go to www.splashcast.com to join now.
That boy double fisting for the B-Day. Okay. Nope. Turn your mic back on. Turn your mic on.
Sorry, I had too many drinks in my hand. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 184 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, aka Reggie's birthday episode. We here about to talk some shit about football. You got your drink over there? Because we got to talk now.
Anything
We
less
got a
than
lot
being
to talk about.
civilized?
I don't even know. We got some media. Let's start out with Deion. Again, Deion. One thing Deion can do is dominate the offseason. He dominates the offseason, dog. And not from a standpoint of what he does in terms of like signing players or whatever. He just is always in the news. He's been in the news about this contract extension since the season was over with. And he has agreed to is it 5 year? I can't see the
Yes.
5 year, $54 million contract extension with Colorado. But he does have an out after year 2 on the contract extension. So which would give him the ability to go to the pros if necessary or if he need be. Shout out to Deion, $54 million. He made $46 million total his whole MLB and NFL career, which is just highway robbery. Boy, them good old boys are stealing.
That's $46 billion in the 90s. Inflation, my boy. That's when gas 87 cents a
Ain't no
gallon.
bruh. Ain't enough inflation in the world to go from 46. He was drafted in 1989 and retired in like 2005. 16 years. You know what 16 years get you here? Bruh, in football, Shohei Ohtani plays 2 positions and gets paid $1 jillion. He played 2 sports.
Different era. I mean, he probably should have been paid more, but one thing ain't not been a shortage of opulence at the Sanders house. And I mean, he's also endorsement king, but let's not bury the lead here. Congratulations. To me, this is even more significant because you remember when Colorado originally signed him, they said they did not have enough money to pay him. And to go from not having enough money to pay him to extending him, I have told y'all, like or dislike any part of this Colorado experience, he made them people a lot of money. And in that way, he's also made himself a lot of money. Congratulations. And build him a statue. Build him that statue with that cowboy hat on. Honestly. And the blitz.
Build it.
And then you look at, we just talked about UNLV last week not being able to play Dan Mullen. Your name rang bells. The application will
Deion, you build it and they will come. And Deion told y'all, look. Deion told y'all at this time, like, I'm going to bring the money. Deion went to Colorado and basically had an open air mega church sermon and told y'all, I'm going to be out here and I'm going to make it happen. All I need is give me whatever money you got and I'm going to bring it back tenfold. They couldn't even pay him for the 2-year contract that he had. And now they just signed him to an $11 million a year contract now. And he brought in, I think we talked about that like 3 months ago. They brought in like $400 million in gross domestic product GDP for the state of Colorado.
Like just the sheer amount of application fees. Just people, I now want to go to Colorado because Deion is there. He done his job. And that's where I tried. He don't have to win any more football games. He's changed that learning institution, which was the whole reason on why it was so important for him to be in an HBCU and how we wanted him to be there a little bit longer is he is Midas. What he touches, no pun intended here, turns to gold. And I mean, he's made Colorado infinitely more important than they've ever been. Congratulations to him.
He's got
also, I give them credit. Congratulations to them. You went and got Deion. It's a lot of other schools who should have, could have, and didn't. You what needed to be done when there are a lot of bigger schools who should have made that move. And if
but Deion, Colorado ain't had nothing to lose. They won what, 2 games in 3 years? Like they were like, hell, we tried something.
You also have to understand that. I mean, That's like hollering at a woman when you broke. Baby, I gotta convince you. I gotta win you over. And I got no money. If they didn't have money or wins, they have nothing.
Right.
All I can give
And
you
when
is
you were in college
baby.
and you were broke, some of your best game was told outside, not in VIP. It was not in VIP where you at now.
What?
VIP.
No.
It was not in the front seat of your own car. No, sir. I had to find a way home. Listen, or ride back with 5 people in the car. Listen. Desperation can turn coal into diamonds. And it did.
Well played. Next up, since we're talking about black quarterbacks.
Yeah, NFC East. The NFC East is I'm never calling it the NFC least again. I'm not, because they got. Ooh, that was a terrible joke I had. I'm not gonna say it. They got 4 black quarterbacks. I'm gonna type it in the chat what I was about to say.
They got 5. New York got 2.
Who?
James.
James. They got 5 black. Well,
and I'm gonna tell you right now, there's not a world where it's Russ, Jameis, and Tommy Cutlass, and Tommy Cutlass is the guy who wins. But for me, this is confusing because this means that you're not drafting a quarterback this year.
None of them. And the Eagles don't need it. You know, the Eagles, I already told you they projected the draft. Georgia safety.
Don't say that out
Which
loud.
would piss me off because they
Don't
are going to
say it out loud. I just asked you not to say it out loud. You committed to saying it out loud. Like,
what is New York doing? They're really waiting for Arch Manning. Let me tell you, Brian Daboll. I like Russell Wilson.
Brian Daboll fired.
That's what I was about to say. You, the president, the GM, whoever embarrassed y'all have embarrassed the owner. You've embarrassed him. So now there is no like.
Wait. You're not looking at this graphic the right way. I see. They put these people in order for a reason. See,
no, I was working worse the first.
So Jalen safe. What's his name for the Commanders? Also safe. Dak.
Mama's boy.
Yes. And any other time, right? Dak safe.
Jaden Daniels.
Yes, Jaden Daniels. Oh boy. Old fashions talking. And then Russ, you're in the back for a reason. Last in, first out. It you, my boy. But that's fine. They're gonna nuclear that. They're gonna bomb that team next year. The issue is they should have just done it this year. Daboll, you fired. GM, you're fired. And somehow I saw Bleacher Report reporting that somehow the Cowboys quarterback issue is more dire than the Jaguars. And I was like, oh, y'all must be smoking dope.
They don't like Dak. And it's the Cowboys. I mean,
Dak gonna go somewhere else and be all right, too. That's the other part that people don't understand.
Well, I ain't gonna say San Francisco because they're trading away everybody. But
they can't afford to pay him, man. Them San Francisco players made $320 million. I was like, God, y'all couldn't win with this.
Nope. Stealing. Republican. That's what you get, making them make America great again.
No, you keep trying to cheap out a quarterback. That's their issue. You keep wanting to find the bottom of the barrel quarterback and not pay somebody. You'll have to do it eventually.
All right. So is this division? Who wins the division? Philly or Washington? Right now. Pick.
Philly. Until proven otherwise. It's Super Bowl champs. What are we talking about? No, the thing is who loses, and we know it's the Giants. 2 people in the middle. Interchangeable. And I think that Dallas probably ends up second this year. Commanders, you'll have a sophomore slump. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You got your guy. It's just life. That's CJ Stroud. Best thing you can do is just end up on the other end of it. Any other things before I remove this?
Shout out to the Blacks. In other news, 2 weird people decided to get together and throw the football around in Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf. No, I ain't gonna say he's weird. He is engaged to Normandy. Congrats to you. That was a joke. But Aaron Rodgers, 0 dark 30, definitely is weird. Got together and we're throwing the ball around. Huh?
Ayahuasca.
Whatever. Yeah, all of that. Yeah. Sure. That's yeah.
I don't know why I view the Pittsburgh Steelers why you have voluntarily set yourself on fire.
Because man, because I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but we have to have if they do this, or Kirk Cousins, whatever quarterback they do,
Kirk Cousins doesn't destroy your organization.
We're gonna have to talk to Mike Tomlin about and the GM about their draft practices.
It's the GM. It's the GM. It's not the coach. I have been saying that since. No. I mean, they mismanaged the end of Ben Roethlisberger and have been perpetually just in this circle of stupidity ever since. Tomlin is coaching whatever you put out there on the field. And a lot of times it is legitimately whatever. I mean, look at what he's dealt with. AB, he dealt with Mapletron. The dude got a name and then never to be seen again, Chase Claypool. Juju was doing TikTok. Then you got Pickens, slinging people down by the face mask. You're not picking. They're picking players who may be good, but not good for the organization. And then asking Tomlin to coach those guys. And I don't think that's fair.
Cool. I disagree. Tomlin has been there long enough to where he has to say so. His voice carries weight.
Okay,
so you drafted Kenny Pickett.
You kind of giving him the Trae Young where now, dog, you've been here long enough. You get before anybody makes a decision, they run it by you.
You drafted Kenny Pickett.
Ooh, little head traded terrible, boy.
You traded for Chase Claypool. You allowed Ben Roth. Shout out to the Falcons. A shout out to the Falcons. We hated it. But Julio and Matt, it may have been a couple years too long, but they got him out of there. You stayed with Ben Roethlisberger when he couldn't move. All those moves, you signed AB and kept him there. I mean, now he was probably one of the best receivers in the league, so I understand that. But you also signed Mapletron, and you brought in all of these players that have questionable. George Pickens was the best receiver. Well,
he's a lunatic. He's just a lunatic. It's just a lunatic.
Well, he's in his third year. In that draft, you would say he's probably a top 2 receiver in that draft, and we knew it. But you decided Mike Tomlin likes to be a reclamation guy, and I get it because he's like, I'm a coach, and as a coach, I'm also a mentor. I take coaching very seriously. So when I feel like I can reach any player that's troubled, especially if you notice he reaches with black players. And I can reach any black player that's troubled because I understand, and that's his move, that's his thing. But bruh, sometimes you just gotta let them go.
He definitely is a guy he believes in his coaching more than anything. So yeah, don't tell me that a player is not good. You're just saying that you're not coaching well enough. What I get from that is sometimes these players are crazy. And you probably shouldn't do that. And let's see. Nah, Pickens not number 2. Drake London, 2022. Garrett Wilson. Jamison Williams. Mechie.
Pickens is better than Mechie. He's better than Jamison Williams.
He's not better than Drake, and he's not better than Garrett Wilson. He might be 3.
Why do you think he's not better than Garrett Wilson?
I mean, because Garrett Wilson was a killer. Garrett Wilson, let's look at Garrett Wilson's stats.
They've had the same. Pickens has been in a worse situation than Garrett Wilson.
Wait, Garrett Wilson is 3 seasons, 3,000-yard seasons. 1,104 season. 1,104 yards last season, 1,042 yards in 2023, 1,103 yards in 2022. That's the reason I said that they shouldn't have brought Devontae over there. He's a number one. You can't do that. Now Pickens is 900 yards, 1,100 yards, 800 yards. He's not better than Pickens. He's not better than Drake London. He's third.
No, because you always do this in basketball. Kenny Pickett and Zach Wilson, you would assume Zach Wilson is better than Kenny Pickett, and they both are ass. And Pickens' team, outside of last year, outside of the second year, we had 1,100 yards. Outside of them other 2 years, them teams were both equally trash, probably worse. They were the mirror image.
I will say that. Look at Drake London with Mariota and Ritter. They about. The other part.
Now when you said Drake, Drake London, hands down, right now is the number one receiver out of there. But in terms of number two, I'm not really ready to say that Garrett Wilson is a better receiver talent wise than George.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's total crazy wise. Then Garrett Wilson is the person.
But that's the other part. If you're looking at three guys, Pickens is the last.
Par for the course because you got AB.
Right.
Go ahead.
And that's really the thing is he probably more talented or better receiver or all of those
things? The most talented receiver in the draft.
Right.
He was the most talented receiver, and it wasn't close.
And still
is.
I don't know if there's a person who, if you just like throw the ball down there and go get it, I don't know if there's anybody better, but just everything else is like, I'll pass.
And I never thought I would say that as a 40-year-old man, but it's very fitting because he be forgetting that the play is going on. He'd go drop kick somebody in the middle of the play.
Drop kick, sling you down, not block. And that's what Garrett Wilson like. Garrett Wilson is gonna be good, and Drake London, I think he's almost as much as a lunatic as Pickens. He's just focused on my person. Who's the person in front of me? That's who I'm going to dominate. The rest of everything else, because Drake London it's no way that you're telling me that Drake London don't have loom.
Yeah, he's Mike Evans. Drake London is Mike Evans.
He likes to put hands and feet on people when given the chance. He just happens to
work a job. With that being said, hold up before I lose it, because I done finished one cup. So with that being said, now more than likely they're gonna get Aaron Rodgers. But if they don't, and Kirk Cousins is number 2, and they trade for him, would you take George Pickens in the trade?
Yes. Yeah.
He would turn into our number 2. Mooney turns into our number 3. You probably trade Algier, Kirk, because they need a running back, and maybe Ray.
I feel like they got a running back. They have the Najee replacement. I have a friend. Shout out to Mel. Mel's a big Steelers fan. They got a guy there who they already think is the guy. They just don't want to pay Najee.
That sounds like they got Juju because they didn't want to pay AB, right? Like Najee's not AB, but you already had he's a 1,000-yard rusher, and the dude that they got behind him is the second, but he's really good at being a second back.
I think there's a little difference between RB2 and wide receiver 2. Wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 1 have to be on the field at the same time. And that was always my thing.
Jalen Warren. Oh, they signed Kenneth Gainwell from Philly. Yeah, they got a bunch of number 2s and Cordero Patterson.
Right. I mean, yeah.
In his career.
God damn, Arthur Smith. But Juju was never going to be wide receiver 1. And that I just could eyeball. No, this never going to work in the way that people think that, I had a good season, I must be a wide receiver 1. No, get your ass on the outside and get the best defensive back. Your life gonna change. And that's the reason that everybody's not a world beater, and that's fine. It is nothing wrong with being an elite wide receiver 2. Look at Jordan Addison. Hell, look at Devontae Smith.
Jordan Addison is Calvin Ridley. Jordan Addison is a number one receiver if he wasn't on the team with Calvin Ridley was a number one receiver, and we said it, but he was on the team with Julio. Jordan Addison is on the team with the best receiver in the league, and Justin Jefferson, or the second best, whatever, 1B as far as I'm concerned. But
if he's a wide receiver one, I think he's a little bit. He ain't. So this is the thing to me is you can be a high wide receiver one, or you can be a low wide receiver one on a team, or you can be a high wide receiver two. He's a high wide receiver two. I think he's a medium low wide receiver one. There's a difference.
He's wide receiver one, Jordan Addison or Chris Godwin. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just. I mean, but you're right. Those are two of the they're comparables. I think that Devontae Smith is probably the best of that right now. But I mean, all three of them is right there in the
being a number two.
Yeah, I think they all kind of right. You ain't whatever you got in those three guys, you win.
Yeah.
Like I look at a guy like Mooney. Mooney is a good wide receiver too. He ain't no wide receiver one though, but he's a hell of a wide receiver too.
Yeah, Mooney. If we use him right, we can move him. You can move him all over the field. You can put him on the outside.
But Drake is a wide receiver one.
Drake is an X. Drake is an X. Yeah, Drake is an X. DeAndre Hopkins, even though he's older, he can't play nothing but the X.
I don't
know. Devontae is an X too, though.
No, he ain't. He's a Z. He's a Z.
Right now, I'm talking about the way that his play style.
Yeah, but you're not an X till you play the X. And no, AJ Brown is the X.
No, Devontae Adams. Not Devontae Smith.
Oh,
So you said that, so that's why you confused me. Devontae Adams is the best of those. You said Devontae Smith. You said Devontae Adams. I'm like, damn. I mean, he done fell off, but
no, Devontae Adams. He may play that. We've been podcasting for 184 episodes. My feeling on what Baltimore does ain't changing. Stop, you're the 49ers of wide receivers. Stop trying to find guys. Yes, it's cool to be the X. Yeah, it's cool to be the X till somebody take your job.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
and that's why they went and got somebody.
Right. And I mean, shout out to the stupid ass Titans. But the X position is infinitely more difficult than people really know. Get your ass on the outside, get cornerback one. And you have to dominate. It's not like, oh, well, I ain't got it today. No. You have to kill or go home. It's that simple. And most people, you see Jujus. You see a lot of Jujus. Just go home.
That boy be shooting at Juju, bro.
because he did it to himself. And that's the reason that as crazy as AB is, and let me tell y'all, blonde mustache AB is nuts. He was right. Bro, I'm offended. Y'all say he the best player on this team? Good luck.
Yeah. Blonde mustache AB is gonna go down as one of the greatest hilarious humans in the history of the human race. They're gonna be looking at him like, bro, I don't know what.
Yo.
CTESPN, he got something with that.
So many crazy things he did. He's still probably a Hall of Fame receiver.
He checks the boxes. He checks all the boxes.
He threw the lawn furniture. he threw the phalluses at his old lady. And y'all didn't see the latest text message that he got.
You said the phalluses. What do you mean?
Hey.
Because that's if you talk about what I'm talking about. No.
I'm not going for that. Cheers.
If you talk about what I'm talking about, that's my favorite AB story of all time.
No,
of all time. My nigga was at a baby. I'm sorry. My G was at a baby shower. It got mad at the lady and said, "You a mean," and took a bag of fallacies, gummy fallacies, and threw them at her as he drove away and said, "You this, that, it's toxic." I know. And I apologize in advance, but that is hilarious.
Now, after the text message I just saw, the text message he just sent less than 2 weeks ago. Let's talk about this UFL technology so we can.
Yeah, AB. Who's crazier, AB or Kanye?
They were running around together. What are you talking about? And the baby. What are you talking? What? Crazy.
All right, UFL. So look, we put this in the pod because the UFL is using the technology that tennis uses. Tennis has this technology when they have a review where you can see where the ball actually landed because the ball and there's lasers and all of this type of technology that they infuse into the sport. And we always ask, why doesn't football do this? Well, there hasn't been a benefit of the XFL and UFL. It's not really that popular. But one thing that they are doing is forcing the NFL to innovate. They've already changed the kickoff rules to mitigate all the injuries and concussions. That came from one of these, UFL, XFL, one of them. I think they merged. So whatever they are, the XFUFL. And then they've added now the tennis technology where they can measure where the ball is compared to the first down marker. And you knew this was coming because when Josh Allen made the first down in the AFC Championship game, but they took it back and it was a turnover and the Chiefs went on to win. Like once that happens, you knew that they were going to make a change, and they're finally implementing technologies that's been around for like 15 years.
So what it says
this is fantastic.
The new United Football League, which kicked off its inaugural season, employs something called the True Line technology, an advanced optical tracking system that works by installing 6 calibrated 4K cameras around the stadium. The league says the 4K cameras can measure whether a football reached the line to gain more quickly and more accurately than the long-standing methods they've been using in the past.
And you knew this, like I said, you knew it was on the way because then they just fired. This is a callback. I got a lot of callbacks. So when they fired or they said we're no longer going to implement using chains, right? We're not going to use chains to measure the first down. We're going to keep them on the sideline for the marker and the 1st and 10, first, second down, all that stuff. But we're no longer going to bring chains onto the field to measure if you got a first down. It's too much human error. The next step for that is this technology from the UFL.
Oh, you know what this was. Robot umps. It's only a matter of time.
On the way.
Hey, baseball. And let me tell y'all, baseball, me and Reggie told y'all
3 years.
It was on the way.
As soon as y'all, I can't do it by years.
As soon as y'all let the wolf in, the sheep was gonna get eaten. Let me tell you, they're never going back.
And social media is the worst thing to happen to umpires ever since the lockout. They showed this one umpire. They said, "Dog, you missed the last 19 pitches." They said, "Bro," he said, "Your strike zone has been terrible the whole game." The hitter for the Mariners said that, and the umpire said, "This is my strike zone." And he was like, "Bruh, your strike zone is terrible," and they kicked him out of the game.
Don't worry.
And then they showed he missed 19 pitches in like 4 innings.
Now, I will say that is terrible, but there are a subset of umpires who have the skills to still do it. Because the year we won the World Series, they said the umpire who called that, he might have missed
99%. I said, thank God for me. That would I'd have been playing all day.
Woo! Woo! 99%. Eyeballing it. Eyeballing it.
I can eyeball Perk. I am not you, jerk.
You read my mind. See, yes, that's what I'm
I'm
referring to.
alone.
The skill to be able to look like, you know what? I know exactly. That's amazing.
Yep. But to not ramble on, I am appreciative that they're actually bringing this technology into football. It is gonna eliminate a lot of drama, which means I don't know if they'll keep it because drama is what sells.
It's going to create drama. In the game, every time. You know what it's going to be. Check it. There will. I can understand how if I'm a manager, I don't like this necessarily. It's going to make everything at the end of the game be different. And I'm also like a computer person. And one of the first things the computer people told me was computers are programmed by humans. Humans make errors. So computers will make errors.
Yes. But when did they tell you that? Did they tell you that pre-AI?
Oh, I mean,
AI can
we ain't talking about AI. Whatever has happened with AI in the last 3 weeks is too much. We need to back it up. Y'all tripping. It is
all right, y'all. We out here.
No. We not. It ain't quite that time, but it's close.
It is for me.
I was about to say
I'm 14 minutes in the future with this liquor.
Right. Cheers to you, my brother.
Damn.
40 of them things. 184 of these episodes. Nobody else I'd rather do it pod with. The boy had to get out of there quick, boy. But yeah, man. Happy birthday. Congratulations. Wow. Wow. And I still got plenty of old fashioned left for me to finish. But yeah, congratulations. I love you, brother. You're 40. You're old as hell.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Anything else before we get out of here?
Hey, man, like, follow, subscribe. If you want to get me anything for my birthday, I'm at the point now where I can get what I want. No shade. No.
Yeah, Black Opulent. Yeah, run that money up.
There's not a lot of stuff that if there's something in this world that I want, if I don't have it, I know I can get it because I can work towards it. The only handout and the only present I want is for you to like, follow, and subscribe to Splashcast. Like, follow, subscribe, Dive Team Media, because this movement is bigger than us. This movement is bigger than us. The goal has never been just the podcast. The podcast is only the beginning. We are going to affect and shape lives. We are going to raise money, and we are going to work on making our community closer knit and more prosperous. So if you love me as much as you say you do, and I ain't even gonna say me, because when I post something on me, for me on Instagram and social media, I get 21 likes. If you love y'all executive producer and assistant executive producer, y'all nieces, like y'all say y'all do, when I post and I get 4,000 likes, I don't even have 4,000 friends, but I get 4,000 likes for a post for
we
of
like
the
your
executive
children
producer.
more than we like you. That is true.
Wow, that is a wild thing to say.
What?
It sounds funny, but no Epstein. But
no.
I know. It was right there. It was a layup. But I will say, like, follow, subscribe, man. We working on it. Shout out to all the creators. Shout out to all the individual people that are growing, that are with their own brands. There's so many people, not only just from Hampton, but from other HBCUs, from Hampton Southern, South Carolina State, Virginia State, Alex Hill, Ronald, Justin Tinsley. There's so many people that we want to work with, that we could build an ecosystem with. Support, dog, we can do it. So if you feel like you want to get me something Only thing I want you to do is like the channel and subscribe and spread it. We appreciate, spread the news of the channel.
I'm single. That leaves me to interpretation.
With that being said, Norwood, if we ain't miss anything, take us out.
Number one. More black baseball. Shout out to our catcher Drake. Number 2, more black cowboys and cowgirls. But I'm tired of y'all, them fans. Y'all put them fans back. I'm done with it. I'm done. I don't need to see no more fans. I don't want to see y'all doing whatever it is. I saw the West Coast people doing the crip walk, 2-step. It's a lot. Number 3, the historically black college and university that your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your uncle, the person who used to laugh, kick you in the back of church. Send some money over there. We have to support HBCUs. Historically black college university in your neighborhood. You go for homecoming, step shows, vibes, to be around your people. You already sucking up to set out. The least you could do is just drop a couple of dollars. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the year that university was founded. That's the one that gave me a degree and Reddy a degree. Outside of that, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Thank y'all for rocking with us for 184 episodes. Reggie's birthday is today. Oh, my bad. I also got 19 years in the frat. March 25th. Birthday in 2 weeks. The party continues. This is a good time for us. And 200 episodes right around the corner. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller Records.
Send us a bottle. Send us a bottle. Because we about to party
down.
We about to party for the rest of the month. April is our month.
Right.
So pod month. And we started the pod in March. So, therefore, it's the pod anniversary as well. Send us some liquor. Love y'all. We ain't miss anything. Peace. We out.
No, I forgot. I'm so used to you ending the pod that I have to end the
show is produced by Creative Logic Solutions. Whether the project is big or small, let Creative Logic Solutions help bring your vision to life. Catch our latest episodes and stay updated with the world of sports by tuning in to the podcast live on Mondays or catch the re-air on Dive Team Media Network, where you can also check out other Dive Team Media content as well. For collaboration, booking information, or any other inquiries, visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com. Every listen, share, and review is appreciated. Until next time.
What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. We in for it.